Welcome to Why You Should Play For Honor in 2018. Now for the RuneScape viewers watching, don't worry, the RuneScape content will continue no matter what. I'm just trying to branch out into different games because I enjoy different games and I don't just play RuneScape. So let's get right into the video, shall we? So let me start off by mentioning I have bought this game in the past when it was released in February 2017. But I ended up refunding it because the player base died down very quick and there were no dedicated servers. This is also the reason why most of the players quit the game quite quickly after launch, because there were no dedicated servers. And this was a big issue because peer-to-peer connection is absolutely awful and people were getting kicked out of games, having lag issues and complaining on Reddit and stuff like that. I won't go into detail what happened and how small the player base was at the time, because this is a video on why you should play For Honor and not a history lesson. So since the launch of dedicated servers in February 2018, the player base has pretty much been revived quite a bit. What's even better is that Ubisoft gave away the Starters Edition of the game for free not so long ago for an entire week, which is amazing, and at the same time giving discounts for the Gold Edition and Season Pass. And that has just brought in so many new players that this game is actually playable again, as in there's a lot of players, there's dedicated servers, so the lag and server issues are gone. You do rarely get disconnected from a game though, but I don't know if that's the fault of the servers or your own internet connection. And on top of that, at E3 in 2018 the game revealed a new DLC containing a new game mode called Breach and 4 new heroes and actually an entire new faction. A Chinese faction with 4 heroes, which you can see on screen right now. And these new heroes mean two things. The existing old players that have played each hero and may have gotten bored have a new opportunity to play these new heroes, and newer players coming into the game have more choice in terms of heroes and what they want to play, because the Chinese faction is quite a bit different than the samurai faction that is available right now. As you can see, the heroes are different than the samurai Orochi with a katana or the Kensei with a Nodachi. So yeah, so that pretty much sums up the game from launch until now, at least the main things, except for the heroes, which I haven't covered just yet. So when the game launched there were only 3 heroes per faction, and then there were 4 not long after, and with the seasons going by they added 2 heroes each season, and new maps of course, and maybe even a game mode here and there. And those heroes were the Centurion and Gladiator for the Knights, and everybody knows about the Centurion because it has been OP and maybe still is. As for the Vikings, there was the Highlander and the Shaman, which is an assassin, and the Samurai had a Shinobi and a Aramusha. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but yeah, those are the new heroes. The basic ones like the Warden, Raider and Kensei, you all know about them. Especially if you've already played the game and they're just looking at this video to see if you want to get back into the game at all, which is my next point and what I'm going to try and, well, get you excited for, I guess. So the first reason is obviously emote spamming. As everybody knows, every hero is able to do this and it's hilarious. So the first reason is customization. You can literally change everything. You can farm gear and change the way your weapon, armor, gloves, helmet look, and that's just the first thing. You can also do the colors on your helmet, the embossings and symbols. You can do all kinds of things, and you can do this in any color you like. There are ornaments you can put on your helmet, or other type of helmet that the samurais have. I don't know what you call that. You can put colors on your shoulder, on your back, on each plate of your armor. You can put colors. You also have different types of material once you reach a higher rep with the hero, all the way up to gold, which is actually really cool, and the black iron as well. You can also just change your colors, and you can do this by playing the game and unlocking colors or buying outfits, which you'll see in just a second. So as the video goes on, you'll see how much customization is really in the game. It's insane, and it's a big part of how you can make your character look unique compared to other characters. There really aren't that many games with as much customization as For Honor has, and that's something what I find unique about the game. And since launch, a lot has changed, as in you have so much more customization than you would on launch, just because you know, the game has had time to improve and make more outfits. As you can see, there's also mask outfits which are really cool and give you an effect like the mythic ones. And I'll be going into the executions and emotes and stuff. I won't be showing all of them, I will be showing them shortly, but they're very nice. As you can see, some are really cool, especially for the warden. And there's a coin toss. As you can see, there are also effects, all kinds of effects. Some are locked behind a outfit, and some are just able to be bought with steel, which you gain by playing the game and doing your orders. As you can see, there's so much choice in terms of effects, and there are also some cool and funny emotes, as you can see here. And there's just so much customization, really. You'd have to check it out for yourself to see what you like and what you don't like. But this is one reason why For Honor is worth playing in 2018, just because there's so much more customization and a way to make your character look original. So as you can see on video, there's a few game modes, and I thought I'd add this in because if you're a new player or you have never played the game before, you might not know this. There are a few game modes like Tribute, Dominion, and Deathmatch, which are the 4v4 modes. Then you have Brawl for 2v2 and Duel for 1v1, and you have some ranked tournament game modes, which can give you extra loot, or you can win rewards depending on what type of tournament it is. And yeah, I thought I'd just add that in the video. So if you don't know how to get steel, you either get it by playing the game, or completing contract orders, which you see in the video right now, or you buy it with money. But I would not recommend doing that, as it is just a waste of your money, as you can just grind it out yourself. But the option is there, of course. So ever since the game launched, the game already looked beautiful, and it has improved a tiny bit in terms of lighting and stuff. And soon with the Marching Fire update, as I've seen on some videos, the graphics will become even better, which is another good reason to keep playing the game or coming back, because it's just getting improved, and it already looked good at the start of the launch. So this is just, I mean, you don't really need to say anything else about this. Just have a look at the graphics and appreciate them. And apart from that, the game is very well optimized. Even with my rig, which is a budget PC rig for gaming, I get 60 FPS quite fine with the right graphic settings, almost on maximum all the time. And sometimes it drops a bit below, sometimes it goes higher. I should do an FPS benchmark or something. But yeah, all in all, this game is great for lower end PCs. I've had a older graphics card and I tested it on the beta and it worked just fine, and that was a GTX 750, just if you wanted to know. Which brings me on to my next and semi-last point, the gameplay of this game. Now, whatever game mode you're playing, when you're playing with your hero, it's so much fun and it's so much different than any other fighting game that I've ever played, at least. And the combat is almost addictive, I'd say. I mean, you have to learn your movesets for each character, and for some characters it's harder than, let's say, the standard Warden, because the Warden is kind of easy to learn, but some are kind of hard to learn. And this might upset some players, but For Honor has a steep learning curve, which means that it's easy to learn, hard to master. And especially hard to master for some heroes, because some heroes have certain combos that are only good in a certain game mode, or some heroes have no good combos and you have to just come up with your own way of tricking your enemy into thinking you're going to attack from one side, and then you feint and attack from the other side. Whatever, I'm not a pro player For Honor, I know the basics though, and I've encountered some games where I just think I want to quit, because the steep learning curve can sometimes stab you in the back, should say, or hit you in the face, or come as a punch in the face, because the game is hard to learn. It can be fun at lower levels or lower skill levels to just throw people off and do stuff like that, but the real fun is when you get good at a character and then you start owning people in 1v1s and 2v2s in Dominion, etc. So the gameplay for that part is just a lot of fun. And some people may not enjoy it, because when you first start and you play against a higher level, you might just get smacked. But that's where you learn from, because once you learn the other characters, you know exactly what combos they have. And the longer you play, this means that you can expect a certain unblockable attack or fast light attacks from, let's say, an Orochi. And you can prepare for that once you face them. And this is something that some players, maybe in the past, because of their salt against the dedicated servers, didn't really think about. Because the game is hard when you begin, but it gets more fun after you keep playing it. And this is why I wanted to put this point in the video. Because the gameplay is what makes For Honor special. And that's pretty much why you should play For Honor in 2018. Now prepare for some Legend compilations and some memes.